Well, hey, everybody. So, this one's going to be a little heavier. You probably know from the topic. But the thing about Renee Good and her murder by ICE has been on my mind a lot lately, and as is with probably most of us. And I wanted to share a thought about it. I don't think it's necessarily an original thought. I'm sure a lot of other people have had this observation or at least thought of it. But I think it's something worth keeping in mind. So, I just wanted to share it. Uh, First off, to begin with, I'm not going to relitigate or re-examine the whole story of what happened and whether or not that shooting was warranted. It clearly was not. Uh, there, that did not need to be escalated. Even if you think that what she did was slightly improper, that did not need to be escalated to a shooting. She was very clearly trying to steer away and just pulling out a gun with one hand, especially as early as he did, but pulling out a gun with one hand while you're recording with a phone using your other hand is just horrifically stupid and undisciplined. And even if you want to argue that in general, shooting was a matter of self-defense, the second two shots were obviously unwarranted and was just a matter of an execution. So I don't know. I guess I'm starting to explain it, but I'm not really wanting to dig into that in depth as much as just point out that this was clearly a murder. This was clearly unwarranted. And the administration and other enablers are lying when they say it was. And that's a pretty brazen lie. But the thing that I keep coming back to is that I think that is the point. I don't think they're trying to tell a plausible lie. I don't think they are engaging in any kind of real damage control. I don't think their goal is to, having seen a situation get out of control, get that officer off the hook or justify their actions and smooth things over. I think the brazenness of the lie and the fact that it's incredibly obvious is a feature, not a bug. Because I think what they're trying to do is basically make protests look impossible, make being executed an almost inevitable possibility if you stand up at all. And so they're using this as an example. This is a public demonstration of what happens if anybody ever resists. Jacob Geller did a great video, one of the best videos I've seen about the death penalty and how police brutality is a show for the public. And I think this is something similar to that. So I think they know they are obviously lying to our faces. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them do. And they know that we're supposed to see that it's absurd, and we're supposed to see that she did nothing wrong, and that no matter what happens, you can get shot, and ICE can act with impunity, and nothing will happen to them. And that's supposed to make you afraid. And so I think it's important that we don't let that cow us. I'm not going to encourage you to go doing things that are illegal, but if you should know your rights and you should know the rights of others, and it's going to take some courage, but you have to be willing to stand up and do the right thing. This only works if everybody is driven into cowardice or to compliance through these public demonstrations. And so if as a body of people, our country can still continue to stand up, be willing to pay the price for resistance, which sometimes might be severe, then they basically can't play chicken with us as a public, and they can't. I don't want to. I guess I don't want to speak to inevitable conclusions. This is going to be messy. This is going to be a long, difficult process. But it is really important that we don't let this demonstration stand. That we don't accede to the inevitability of if you resist, you're going to get shot, and so you just don't resist. I don't think we can let that happen. So it's hard to know exactly what to do with that, but I think we need to maintain some kind of courage in the face of this kind of bullying, and be ready to do the right thing when it comes down to it. So that's just a quick thought I wanted to share. This is not a chipper or upbeat video. And again, I'm not encouraging people to do things illegal, but I think you do need to know what your rights are, because part of the seed of this whole situation was when untrained, undisciplined agents just swarm into a community and behave like a bunch of hooligans, that does prompt a certain amount of right escalation. And I don't know what exactly that needs to look like in any situation is a little difficult. but you can't just do nothing because they put on this display of killing somebody and then make sure we all know that they're going to get away with it. So I guess that's all I have to say. Have a good day and stay strong, everybody.